Okay, I just figured out something. Here, I'm going to share my screen so you can take a look at it. Okay, let me warm up this video so that it's up to speed. So in this video, uh, I'm with Gani, who's our chief of knowledge at the moment, and we're going to be taking a looking at this idea of job design, right? The goal of this is to actually explain kind of like the process of creating a job. So, all right, from what I understand, initially the Booty job flow was, let's just say it was not really designed well. And the reason it probably was not designed well was that it was trying to automate too many parts of the sales process that needed to have probably, a more of a hybrid approach. So we've disentangled that, and I think so far we've gotten some progress. I haven't checked lately on how Booty's doing, but do you find that it's doing better than, let's say, 2 months ago now, Nani?
Yes, it's doing better.
Okay.
By looking at the number of business plans generated, is achieved target this month.
Okay, good.
So Reza have more time to follow up rather than taking care of small things like administration stuff.
Okay, good. Excellent. Okay, that sounds like we're making some progress. Okay. So for the case of Thea, I'm beginning to see an interesting pattern here too as well, right? So here's the thing. I commented this on Teton Scope, right? Teton, I think, is supposed to actually be the visionary for this, but I don't think that was actually happening. So I became the visionary on this. And so basically, it took me a while. And it took me a while because I needed to get together all the different pieces of the uh, construction of Thea. But what I've actually found out is this: it's kind of actually very, very doable now. So what it is okay, it's two cycles, right? So the first cycle is the product researcher cycle. And so the product researcher actually has two sources from which, oh, let's hope that this is Teton here. Oh, okay, Bayu's here. Okay. Bayu, listen in real quick and tell me if I'm correct. Okay, we're in a discussion, correct understanding of a product researcher and what this product researcher should do for Thea. Okay. So thank you, Bayu, and also to I interviewed a bunch of people, including Vidi and Artie, and so they filled me in, and this is what I got. Okay, so there's a conversation log down here. Okay, you guys see that? This is a conversation between what the partner says and what Thea says. Okay, there's quite a lot of conversations. It's labeled with a topic, it's labeled with a communication principle, and a sentiment score. Okay, and also a label on when the actual moment happened, like a timestamp. All right, so all of this is really, really good data. And I've taken this data to put inside of a model over here, and I've NotebookLM'd it. It's basically this piece of conversation here, right? So what I was able to do, long conversation, and it came up with this actually. It looked at all the conversations, and this I believe, okay? So the problems are, where is it? Okay, here it is. So we analyzed 600 failed interactions, and these are the main causes. One is procedural overload, asking for bureaucratic steps instead of providing immediate solutions. I would agree. I've seen that many times myself, which is very frustrating. Like, let me go and execute this while you sit there and wait for something that can be done right now. Yes, there's tone and cultural mismatch, which is strange. Yeah, we use Javanese phrases with Balinese partners. It's confusing and offensive. Bot confusion. So there is confusion whether or not the entity being communicated with is actually an AI or a human. So that's there. And there's context gaps. So there's contradictory information that is different than what Kyla had previously said. So these are four main categories of failed interactions, and I think they're pretty spot on. And the sources are also right here. Okay, so there's backup there as well. Okay, so this research is pretty good because this I just need to then attach these causes to, let's say, failed partnerships, and we can calculate about how much churn that these problems are causing. Okay, it's not all bad news, of course. There's good news too as well. There's successful partner engagements happen through strategic education. The partners respond well to detailed data-backed explanations on complex topics like dynamic pricing and business plan. Conduit for action, when actually asking Thea to be a conduit for taking ownership on planning meetings and such rather than giving canned text that works. Empathy and guidance, by taking and understanding the situation and providing them step-by-step technical instructions on how to get out of it. Okay, so that's pretty strong product research just based on downloading the entire conversation set and then putting it into a research GPT to categorize the situations. Okay, based on this too and the sources, we can kind of drill down and up, and this is why Google NotebookLM is so helpful. You can go up and down into specific cases and into whatever to figure out where you can go look at the summary, but you can also look in the details. Okay. All right. So far it makes sense, right? So we have a methodology to generate product research right there, and the second part, I'm not done yet here. So the second part is related to part two. Okay. So part two is related more to the community management. Okay. This, I don't have a big plan yet. Okay. So this loop here is a loop of how to fix individual problems, right? Each engagement, each conversation. This loop here is more how to fix the bigger picture. Okay. So this is like fixing this type of diagram. How do we get more green and less of this detraction and such? I don't have a solution for that yet. I don't have an idea for a strategy on that yet, but I think basically we need to analyze that as well. All right, and kind of take a look at what parts of the strategy are working, what parts are not. Okay, basically based on the feedback loop that we get here and here, I can probably even ask the AI over here, the notebook, to analyze community strategy if I am clever enough to feed it the right data points. Okay, so there might be a possibility of going through, attaching a data set record showing BVGO engagements, or I don't know, Rise BVGO engagements, HubSpot records, some sort of complete data set that would tell you whether or not the community strategy was in place. So, okay. Anyways, both of these loops at the micro level and at macro level come together from the product researcher, and their basic job is to find the points of dissatisfaction that don't inspire delight. That's basically the most general way to put it. And I categorize it doesn't add value for the partner, or it doesn't add value for Bukit Vista. So that's the negative loop that we're looking to reduce, and what are the satisfactory points which we can increase. Out of that comes an action design, and into that goes this new role that I separated from the product researcher, which is basically an Ion developer. And the Ion developer is one part creating the game, and then one part creating the trigger list. Actually creates the trigger list, which then becomes a game, and also the graphics for what's happening. Okay, let's make this clear. By you. Last week I talked about the graphic artist and the game designer. Those are not jobs I plan to hire. Okay, it's not like I'm planning to stop and go hire graphic artists or anything. It's a specific task that I'm calling a job. Okay, so it's not like we're going to go and stop everything to. That's just probably a task like content, creator for a card on things. So don't get kind of like those two things mixed up. All right, long story short, I'm pretty confident I can do this now. I'm missing one piece. I'm missing one piece of looking at the community management in terms of the bigger scope. And then I'm missing the smaller piece of between the community management and the conversation analysis, how much churn is avoidable by doing both better. Okay, so that part we don't really know yet, right? So let's say we look at all these problems then they need to have an invoice on them, right, Gani? They need to have, if you're able to fix this, then this partnership would have been salvageable, right? This partnership would not have decayed. This partnership wouldn't have decayed either, okay? Now, some partnerships I think would have decayed no matter what, because, for one reason or the other, we're getting swindled by the partner, like, or just whatever. They have a different outlook than us. And so those will not stop churning. The only way we can stop churning is probably to better qualify the partner. But then that also, once again, interferes with new AUM, right? So then we just need to make a conversation about, well, this person isn't a long-term fit. Do we still need them, right? As a partner, not as an employee. Okay, so that then at least becomes somewhat of a calculable decision. Okay, it's new AUM, but it's not enduring. It's not durable AUM. Okay, so anyway, I'm pretty confident that this system will enhance all the critical points that we're suffering right now. Okay, one is it re-engages the partner into their own game, so that's less emotional energy we need to put into it. Number two, it helps with the education process in a fun way, so it doesn't become a confrontational thing. It becomes more of just like, I play the game, I understand now how this works. Okay, and three, we get rid of that robotic soundingness by you, because it only sounds like a robot if it's chatting, but if it's dealing cards, it's still a robot, but nobody cares that it's a robot anymore. All right. Just like you're dealing with a robot every time you go on Instagram, but nobody says, I hate dealing with this robot, right? Because it doesn't have a robotic interface anymore. So that kind of that removes that context, that channel to sound like a robot. Okay. So I think it can be done, but here's the last part. I've been the product researcher, and I've been able to do it faster than I've been able to teach Teton how to do it. And this is the second time this has happened. I've been able to create booty faster than, or the flow faster than I can teach somebody else to do it. So what do we do about that now? So now it's literally faster that I create the digital entities that I can do this on their own than to train the person to do their own job. Okay, and with that, I'll stop the recording because that's kind of like a funny question to